much, and a Merry Christmas to you.
I'm Anders, and I'm going to say the same. Ditto. Um, wow, it's hot chocolate Christmas special. What we've done is we've taken one of our favorite hot chocolates, we've pimped it, haven't we?
We have, because although this isn't actually Christmas Day, this is coming out Christmas Day, and we thought we'd get in that spirit,
Yeah,
quite literally.
absolutely, with spirits and thing. In some of the earlier hot chocolate videos that we've done, we've alluded to the fact, and I've alluded to the fact that I've experimented quite a bit with hot chocolate booze. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so what whiskey? It's whiskey we're adding today.
We're adding whiskey to it, and I've gone a little bit OTT because I'm a cock like that.
Actually, before we go on to the flavourings,
Yeah,
we've both used the same hot chocolate, which was,
which was the Whittard's hazelnut.
yes,
Okay, and that is 200 mils of milk
milk.
and four very heaped teaspoonfuls of Whittard's hazelnut hot chocolate. Yes,
And we've put about 40 ml of whiskey to that.
yeah. Um, we'll come back to the measurements in time, but pray tell me, what have you added to your hot chocolate?
Lefroy Oak Select.
Wow.
So actually, I didn't have much left in the bottle. That's the one.
Okay.
Uh,
That means that you've got to finish that bottle off before the end of the evening then.
no, but
Okay.
Lefroy is, I'd say, it's your Lapsang Souchong
Oh,
of the whiskey world.
it's peaty, it's smoky.
Yeah,
There's a
I
hint
thought,
of iodine to it as well.
oh, I don't really get that, but it's going to have. I thought just that peaty smokiness coming up through the hot chocolate might be quite nice.
Now you see, I have some Lefroy, but I thought, no, I'm not going to do that because it might just interfere a little bit too much. I think you've been quite brave on everything.
Yeah,
I've gone for a little bit of it's called Glen Glassow Sand End,
yeah.
which is a lovely. To call it a neutral is, mm, but it's a non-peaty, it's a non a
So you
smoky.
you've dialed everything down and just got just
I've dialed everything down. I mean, it's a gorgeous.
Anders.
Okay,
Keep it
should I
going.
shut up? Shall I? Okay,
Been looking forward to this.
yeah, let's go.
Cheers.
Continue. Okay,
Oh, no, I'm getting all the elements have come through.
really? Okay. Now, I think I've probably put a little bit too much Glen Glasgow in.
I don't think I've put enough in.
such, such a beast. Uh, um,
I've got chocolate. The first thing that hit me, I got the chocolate, which was lovely, and then I got a slight burn at the back of the throat, which was the whiskey coming through, and then I got that peaty flavour coming through. It's
wow,
it's very pleasant indeed.
it is. That's quite. And again, this is we were talking earlier on in the actual episode we did about the Whittard's hazelnut. It's quite a robust flavour, isn't it?
Yes, and
Whereas some of the other hot chocolates we've done have been a little bit
the
more.
one that we've had, as at this point, we've had one 10 out of 10 this season so
Yeah,
far.
and that
We
was
didn't think, we thought the whiskey would probably overpower the delicate flavours in that.
well, that's what I've been experimenting on.
Yes.
And I went in with 50 mils in the first place of
Yeah, too
that was
much.
it was way too much.
I think you need something. I think you need that sweetness in the hot chocolate to counteract the whiskey. And I'm just going to put a
Right, okay. All right. Then
little.
you must finish it by the end of the night.
No. Oh, That might have been a bit too much. Teaspoon.
Doopy doopy doo, doopy doopy doo.
Oh, I wonder how much more I can keep pouring in.
It becomes whiskey with a hint of hot chocolate about it.
This is, and as I'm a convert, this is the first time I've done this ever.
Right. Well, this all comes about from one time when I went skiing. Didn't really get on with it, but um, you ski down the slope and then you find yourself a cafe. It's idyllic. You're in the middle of the Swiss Alps. Um, there's a log cabin there selling hot chocolates, and they've all got a lot of alcohol in them. Generally, I think vodka seems to go in there. So there's no particular flavor. It's just that kind of, there's something in
Brandy
there.
might work well in it.
That's an interesting one. You could nick it off the St. Bernards that come to rescue you. And for the kids out there, we're talking dogs like Schnorbits.
Those kids are actually quite grown up nowadays.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's where the inspiration from this came. I'd be intrigued to try it with just vodka. Just to. It's Christmas time,
Yeah.
So
I've made a plum vodka.
Have you?
And actually, I've got to tell you that some of the plums we picked, I put in from our tree, made this, got the recipe, a litre of vodka, put all the plums in, chopped up, and then loads of sugar, shake it up and leave it for about 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I filtered it and bottled it. And it's superb. But the best bit so far
Yeah.
is when you bottled it and filtered it, you got this mush of vodka flavored plum left.
Okay.
And so Mrs. Nige made a plum crumble with it.
Oh, really?
It was using oats, so it's an oat crumble.
Okay.
That's the only way I want to have my crumbles now. Oh, good. We had enough of the 2 crumbles, so we had the same next the following week. It was just so good.
Really? Okay, that's nice. That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
I haven't had a pudding for years.
No,
I never have puddings. So I haven't had a crumble for yonks. Because controversially, I mean, crumble is the exception. But I do find most British puddings quite. Bleh.
Last week I've come across twice bread and butter pudding.
Mm. Don't like it. Makes me feel ill.
I didn't go for that option both times because, well, I didn't have anything because it's too stodgy and I don't do wheat. So,
Well, yeah, but even just the taste of it, everything about bread and butter pudding makes me want to vomit. I've got to say,
I've had it once in my life and it was just stodgy.
my old man keeps telling me it's because you haven't had a good one. Mm, yeah, but I've had bad tiramisus and they've been great.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
There's nothing that would lead me from a slightly mediocre bread and butter pudding.
It's like whiskey. My granddad, he used to like his whiskey.
Mhm.
He, he used to buy shares in whiskey distilleries, only so you could go to the AGM. So going from Edinburgh to Glasgow, my grandma used to come. She didn't.
Right.
And they'd sit in the big hall, AGM, and all the directors would, and they'd do the report, which lasts about 5-10 minutes. And then he said, "Any questions?" And there's just a stony silence from the
Hmm.
And then myself and my fellow directors would like to invite you to sample the products. The doors would open, and there's just a massive table with all the whiskies in there. And my granddad used to drink himself. And yeah,
Oh dear.
and he, this is what the link was. He said, "There's no such thing as a bad whiskey. Just some whiskies are better than others."
Right. Okay. Mm.
Mm.
Mm. But I can see what he's saying. But yeah,
But,
are you
but, but
finding it getting stronger towards the bottom of the?
yes, but
Go on.
it's, we've when we've had teas and things, and some teas are, you sit down and you savor it, and it's meant to be, it's the experience and having that tea.
Mm.
Some teas are just functional, and you just have the tea, and it's
Absolutely.
uh, we talked about this on the beer channel that we do as well. Some beers, some fine beers, are no good for watching rugby with, because
No. No.
you can't save it. You need, so we went to whiskey tasting, and I think we separated the beers between the whiskies between a functional whiskey and a tasting whiskey.
Hmm.
So my friend was saying, "Oh, this whiskey's amazing," but he was playing an online game with his brother or something,
Right.
and he said, "Oh, this is amazing." I taste it. Oh, it's all right, but it's not. Then we tasted it against other ones because we were just sat down tasting, and it tasted quite pants. So it's the context of the tasting makes all that difference.
It is. I think it was a big lesson we learned actually, wasn't it, with in the beer channel,
Mm.
in as much as that. For instance, if we take one of the beers of the year, which one was it? It was
St. Austell's something or another.
yes, it was St Austell's and
Oh, the proper black
the proper
lager.
black. That's it. Yeah, and the proper black was something I just drunk from day to day, and just it was all right. That's fine. And then we did the beer channel and we tasted it, and we sat and we tasted it and spent time, and ended up being beer of the year because it's
Yeah, and it
just
was because that was so good. Going to watch the Six Nations rugby. Got myself some bottles of proper job. Thought, oh, the perfect beer. I'm going to watch the rugby, and I didn't enjoy the beer to the full extent. It tasted quite normal because
yeah,
my mind was on the. I wasn't tasting it. I was watching the tally was more important.
yeah.
So that called for a functional beer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And this is kind of how this is translating to this channel here.
Yeah,
Um,
it's the same with
People like
any
that.
beverage. I think
Yeah.
any beverage.
Mm.
I think this last bit's going to make my eyes water a bit.
It's getting a little bit.
Oh,
You, you're right. Oh, sorry, that was the face of concern. You're right. Yeah. Um, you're done then, are you?
I finished mine. Yeah, I can carry on chatting. There's no rules here.
Mm. It appears my beard caught that.
Filtered it as it.
Filtered it absolutely. Slowed it down. There we go. Um, yes. So there we go. I think that's a success. But I need to experiment more.
Yeah, I think going forward, if I did this again, I wouldn't waste any more of this because I like this on its own. I think I'll go more your route. I'd go for something not as posh and functional.
Right.
I
You
go,
might be right to do that.
and even if it was a just off the shelf rubbish whiskey, I think that would do the job.
I think it would.
I
and
don't
it
think
does
I'd
feel
waste.
because
What's in, sorry.
I was going to say the flavour of that comes through in the hot chocolate,
Oh
and
wow.
there's part of me that's thinking I'm missing out a little bit on it.
It's exactly what I was thinking. So I'd rather get something like Teachers or Johnny Walker Black Label or Red Label
Famous
and
grass or something like that. Yeah.
chuck that in because it's more nondescript. And I
Mm.
know I'm not wasting a good signal ball.
Yeah, I think you're right. But we've experimented. That's what we've
Yeah,
done. We've
my
just
life's
tried it,
better
see what happened.
for having tried that. I'm very pleased.
It's a nice experience, isn't it?
Which, so this is how we transport the goods between each other. Little bags of powder. So I haven't got enough for another mug. So I feel a hot chocolate cocktail coming on at some point to use up that last bit of the hazelnut. That'll be
I
off
feel
the
I've let you
chain.
down.
Hmm?
I've let you down. Didn't give you enough.
No, I've had two mugs for it, which did the what we needed for the channel.
I know, but
Well, you probably didn't expect my teaspoonfuls to be quite so huge.
no. Um, right. I think we're going to draw it to an end there because
Yeah, because that
having
pointy
had that,
starting to hit me now.
I now feel a little bit tired.
I
Um,
hope you have a wonderful day. And actually, no, I don't, because if you're watching this on Christmas Day, what are you doing? You should be with the family, or with your friends. You should be on your phone watching stuff.
I think you should watch one thing on your phone. Hello.
Fair enough.
Just line you up for the day.
Yes.
Make it a boozy day. Well, no, don't make it a boozy day. Have a boozy day if you don't. Just have a good time.
Yes.
All right. Like he says, with the family and with your friends. Um, so have a good one. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Goodbye.